members of the radical group the Flag Smashers were killed today in a car bomb attack as they were being
What is up, everyone? Today I am back with another video. Today I will be breaking down the final episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, and welcome back if you are not new. My name is Danisha and I talk about all things Marvel. And without further ado, let's hop straight into this video. Alrighty, now we pick up this last episode where we left off in the previous episode with Carly and the rest of her Flag Smasher friends and her followers in New York City getting ready to hold the GRC hostage. Now we see Sam is in the sky and he's getting ready to make his big reveal while Bucky is on the ground getting ready to take them down. But Sam informs Bucky that they have backup, and that backup happens to be Sharon Carter, and she's in disguise as a man with the same tech that Black Widow had in Captain America Winter Soldier, funnily enough. And I just gotta say, I love the consistency that the MCU continues to bring. Carly starts getting the ball rolling with her plans to stop the vote. The Flag Smashers are threatening the GRC when my man Sam with the plan comes flying into the building with his new and improved Wakandan Captain America costume that has Iron Man-like tech with his new red wing. Now, one thing I can say I really love about Sam's new costume is the fact that it is the most comic book accurate costume out of all the characters in the MCU, in my opinion. And it does not look goofy, it doesn't look tacky, it looks great on him. I love this new and improved Wakandan suit, and I love the fact that he has Wakandan technology, because unlike a lot of the other characters on the show and a lot of the other heroes in the MCU, he does not have powers, so he has to rely very much on his suit. He can fight and he can go hand-to-hand combat, but just like Iron Man, he is just a regular man, so he has to rely a lot on his suit. And one thing I really enjoy is that he has new red wings. He has two of them now, and they're almost acting as drones, similar to how Iron Man was using the drones in Spider-Man Homecoming when he was trying to fix the boat. Now, as part of Carly's plan, she is trying to get everyone out of the building so she can hold them hostage, but Batroc the Leaper comes back once again, ladies and gentlemen, and a fight ensues between Sam and Batroc as a distraction to get the rest of the people out of the building and continue to hold them hostage, furthering Carly's plan. Carly also distracts Bucky by calling him to talk to him while everyone is escorted out in trucks. Carly foreshadows her own death while on the phone, which is something I didn't peep until obviously the end of the episode. But I predicted in my last breakdown video that I don't think Carly and the rest of the Flag Smashers we're going to make it out alive in this season. Bucky attempts to reason with her, but she's beyond reasoning. Funnily enough, this is exactly what Walker has said and hinted at in episode 4 when he was trying to take down Carly himself. But yes, also in the scene with Bucky and Carly on the phone, she talks about how she's fighting for something bigger than herself, and she questions whether or not Bucky has done that himself. Has he ever fought for a cause bigger than himself? And he clearly checks her and says, yes, twice, and I failed twice. And those 2 times was when he fought in World War II, and then he also fought alongside everybody else trying to save the world in Infinity War. She better put some respect on Bucky's name. Like, she must not have been to the Smithsonian Museum, because she would know all the sacrifices and everything Bucky has done throughout history. After that is over with, Bucky goes after the Flag Smashers and the GRC trucks where all the hostages are being held at. Sharon takes down one of the Flag Smashers by killing him with mercury vapor. Sam goes after the helicopter with the other GRC members. After not defeating Batroc, he throws his shield out the window and jumps out in style. Meanwhile, back on the ground, the remaining Flag Smashers, including Carly, talk about escaping. But Carly enforces that they have to stop the vote whatever it takes, even if that means dying or killing all the hostages. Now, again in the scene, there's a lot of pushback, but this time by the rest of the Flag Smashers, because they are really looking at Carly sideways and they think that she's taking it a little bit too far, which she was completely unhinged. After that, we see that Bucky catches up to the Flag Smashers and the hostages. Then another fight begins. Bucky also saves lives after Carly desperately sets the truck on fire, attempting to get Bucky away from the Flag Smashers so he can save them and not focus on what they're doing. And then in the midst of all of that, Walker shows up to finish what he started. After almost getting killed by the Flag Smashers once again, Bucky winds up saving him and Walker and Bucky team up. Sam is still trying to take down the helicopter, however, but he uses his red wing to scan the helicopter and to see like who are the members on the helicopter. And I really like this scene because he scans one of the people on there. One of the people on there is Isla Perez, and she happened to serve in the Air Force, so she knows how to fly a helicopter. So he hacks her to her phone and he tells her that I have a plan and that this has to be perfectly timed out. And I thought that scene was really, really cool because it just shows how one advanced his technology is now, but also that he is really a true hero. Now, once again, Carly gets desperate and attempts to kill the remaining hostages left in the other truck by driving the truck over a ledge and jumping out. Of course, John Walker has to make a decision. Does he continue to get his revenge by killing Carly, or does he make the decision to save those people in the truck? And you guessed it, he attempts to save those people. So he drops his DIY shield and he tries to save the people, but is almost successful. Carly and her buddies try to stop him, but Sam, aka Captain America, comes in the nick of time to save the day. And I love this scene because we get to see him in full-blown superhero action once again, as he is the rightful Captain America. And I love seeing like the smile on Bucky's face, because I'm pretty sure this is Bucky's first time seeing Sam in his new costume. I love all the standing by citizens taking pictures, taking videos, and the old black man said, "That's Black Falcon," but then the dude next to him was like, "No, that's Captain America." Some people said it was corny. I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, there was a lot of corny lines in the show, but I kind of enjoyed it. Not too long after that is all over with, Backdrop comes back with another distraction, but this time with smoke bombs to separate Sam, Bucky, and Walker from the rest of the Flag Smashers. They all head into an underground tunnel. We find out that Sharon Carter is the power broker. Again, it was very obvious, very painfully obvious that Sharon is the power broker, and there has been nothing but evidence to support it. She took Carly and the others in Madripoor. Carly apparently betrayed her because she wanted to control the world that hurt her. Carly, however, wanted to be treated just like an equal. She wanted to be treated like she mattered, just like the rest of the people that disappeared and got blipped back 5 years later. Also in this scene, we see that Batroc did not know that Sharon was the power broker, and he attempts to blackmail her, but she shoots and kills Batroc while Carly shoots Sharon, wounding her, not killing her. Sam and Carly get into a fight. Meanwhile, Bucky and John go on their own little side mission to lure the Flag Smashers in using the app from the phone that Bucky had gotten earlier after his phone call with Carly, and it was a trap to get them arrested. The scene with Sharon revealing that she took Carly and the others in explains a lot, because when the Flag Smashers first appeared in the season and I saw their fighting style and just how trained they are in hand-to-hand combat, I was very, very confused. I was like, I thought these were regular people who took super soldier serum. So that scene really cleared up that whole thing, because it just shows that Sharon most likely taught them how to fight. Now, Carly is very close to killing Sam, but Sharon kills Carly in the scene, and Sam is just seen cradling Carly one last time before he flies out to where everybody is waiting outside. And he flies down so beautifully, like he looks like an angel. And I really got to give a shout out to the editors, the special effects people, the animators, the lighting, the cameramen, because this scene was so beautifully sad. Sam deliver the most profound speech in the MCU that any other character has ever given, in my opinion. Like, Sam lectures the hell out of all these government officials, and I love it. Sam explains to the people of the GRC that he still looks at Carly as a victim, as well as the other people who were put into those camps, and how they were just trying to make a difference in the world that didn't want them to be great, because they weren't provided those same resources and those same opportunities as everybody else. They still called Carly and the rest of the Flag Smashers terrorists until Sam had to put his foot down. Sam touches on having a common struggle because of the blip and everyone feeling like their voice was never heard. He also relates it back to the struggle of being black in America. It also relates to what's going on in the current state of the world with this pandemic and how the world has been pretty much flipped upside down. For the worst, in my opinion. Things are starting to get better, but it's been a crazy year and a half. He says that there are probably millions of people who aren't going to like the fact that he's Captain America simply because of the color of his skin. So the remaining Flag Smashers are getting ready to be transported to where Zemo is at the raft, only to be killed when the truck explodes before it even leaves the lot. We then pan to an elder man in a car watching with his walkie in his hand, and this man happens to be Zemo's butler. The same butler that we seen in episode 3 when we found out that Zemo was filthy rich. Cut to Zemo in the raft listening to the radio with the same book that he had in his hand from when Bucky first broke him out of jail in episode 3. Zemo smiles, indicating that he had something to do with the remaining Flag Smashers being killed. And let me say this, Zemo was right the entire time, which is obviously not a surprise. The show has clearly been formatted around his whole ideals, in my opinion. He felt like the only way to stop this was to kill them, and I feel like when he killed the remaining Flag Smashers, it was him saying like, you guys did good, but you didn't do good enough. So let me finish the job for you. Which just shows how heavily connected Zemo still is, even though he is in prison right now. I didn't expect the Dora Milaje to take him to the raft. I thought the Dora Milaje was going to take him back to Wakanda and throw him in their prison, but it kind of surprised me a little bit when he was just taken to the raft, which was the exact same prison that the rest of the Avengers were held in Captain America Civil War. That was where Sam Wilson was held in. That's where Hawkeye was held in. That's where Ant-Man was held in, temporarily, of course. The next scene is Val, Walker's wife, and Walker sporting his new costume as he is now the rogue soldier known as U.S. Agent. She says to Walker that things are about to get weird and that the world doesn't need a Captain America, but they need a U.S. Agent. Bucky follows Sam and his therapist's advice by tackling his demons and his burdens. One of his biggest burdens was having to tell Yuri about his son's death. Even though that situation was very, very hard for him, he had to come clean and bring some sense of closure to not only his life, but to Yuri's. Sam returns back to Baltimore to visit Isaiah and has a moving conversation where Isaiah admits that Sam is special. Sam takes Isaiah and Eli to the museum where Steve's memorial is, to show him a dedicated memorial to Isaiah himself. Isaiah gets very emotional because it just shows how deep down beneath all that pain, all of that anger, Isaiah just wanted to be known and recognized for the things that he's done for this country, and that's exactly what Sam provided for him. Now after that scene is over with, we fade to black and the song On and On by Curtis Harding comes on, and let me tell you, ain't nothing like ending a hard day's work with a family barbecue, and that's exactly what Sam and Bucky did. Sam heads back to New Orleans with his family for a celebration. Bucky shows up with the cake and flexing his vibranium arm while telling stories to Sarah and the rest of the kids. Sam takes pictures. The family business is saved and restored. Then the final closing credits scene fades to black with the new title, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I really love the scene because it's a really great ending to a really great show. I loved how the season ended. I feel like, again, just like WandaVision, it left the door open for a season 2. It left the door open for so many other possibilities. Now, of course, with anything Marvel, we have to get a post-credit scene, and we only get one post-credit scene, and it shows Sharon Carter standing before the senator. He fully pardons Sharon, and he gives her her role back as Agent Carter, and she continues to work for the CIA. But Sharon still has other intentions now that she is back in good graces with the government. She makes a phone call, and whoever she is talking to, she tells them to start lining up the buyers. Now that super soldiers are off the table, she now has access to government secrets, prototype weapons, and so much more. But that is all I have for this breakdown video, guys. Tell me, what did you think of this final episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me all of your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know everything that you think. Do you think there's going to be a season 2? Also, stay on the lookout for my post thoughts of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because I have a lot more to say that I was not able to mention in this video. Other than that, without further ado, I will see you in my next video.